Hello everyone, this is the Captain Swan podcast, episode 23. I'm Serena and with Magic on Tumblr, and the Captain Swan podcast will introduce themselves as usual.
I'm Lisa, and I'm Carita on Tumblr.
I'm Mai, and I'm Killian the Hero on Tumblr.
I'm Michelle, and I'm When You Like to Know on Tumblr.
I'm Ro, and I'm ROG Vortex 58 on Tumblr.
I'm Steph, and I'm Bookstore Romantic on Tumblr.
Okay, so I'm just gonna warn people that I did not like this episode, so I may curse a lot. But you
There may
can
be a
tell
lot
me-
of cursing.
Yes,
yeah.
all kinds of cursing.
So
And I'll try to play Devil's Advocate, but I don't know how
You
that
have
will
to
look.
to listen to this podcast.
So if there are any Captain One podcast listeners who are 12, I'm sorry. you shouldn't be listening to this because you are very bad role
We've
models.
scarred you for life.
Dude, we've talked about when we did good form. I talked about the white pants for like 10 minutes. I think they've been scarred enough.
Yeah, and like the white pants, and like Ro was saying, we talked about boobs last episode. So
There were not a
I
lot
felt
of
so
boobs
left
in this
out.
episode.
yeah, we left you out of that boobs discussion. Do you want to say something about Zelina's boobs now? Now that you're here?
Well, I've lost the inspiration.
Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, we can start. We got a crap load of questions
But
this week.
first, can we do the whole monument of applause for Neil thing?
All right. Wait. We wanted to do you want to explain the applause?
Okay, yes, I'll explain it. Okay, you know us, we haven't been exactly Neil-friendly recently. And considering the events of the last episode, I thought it would be only fair, in terms of ferreting, to leave a moment of applause for Neil for being the only one smart enough to not only thank Gillian Jones for bringing Emma up, but for being the only one with the brain in the flashbacks.
Yes,
episodes of the-
we're doing something right.
Yay!
Yay, Neil.
Yeah. Yay! Okay.
We'll miss you.
Only Ro
I
will
will.
miss you.
Oh,
Only Ro will miss you, but yeah.
oh, come on, he's a
Had more
CS shipper
Captain
now.
Swan shipper moments. I would like him around still.
Okay, so like I was saying, I guess this episode brought up a lot of feelings from people because we have a lot of questions
Uh-oh.
to ask.
Oh, fuck.
And
Back away! If you think snowing did the right thing, back away now.
And I never say this, but if you want to ask us any questions, you can do so on Tumblr. You don't need a Tumblr account. Anonymous is enabled on our Ask box, so just go to the Captain's One podcast.tumblr.com and you can leave us a question. So,
Yeah, and if Serena scares you, you can come to me and ask me questions.
of course, because you're not scary at all. I'm just I'm scary.
I'm a panda. With Sebastian Stan's face.
Okay, so let's start the first question from Emma. Are you hooked yet on Tumblr? And she asks, what do you think of the charming soul ganging up on Killian? I'm not going to lie, objects were thrown across the room. So I think you guys have some feelings, some opinions about this. I'm just guessing.
Not good.
Pissed off.
Highly pissed off and waiting to punch Charming in the face.
I want to let you know. I don't care if she's pregnant.
It was not their
We
finest.
want to eat pregnant ladies. That's the Captain's One podcast. That's how we roll.
I want to make a big glitter gif that says hypocrite and just put it above them their picture, because honestly, they think because they're royalty that they can pick and choose who they're good to, and I'm just
It just boggles my brain that they can stand there and it's like Grumpy said. Why do we forgive her again? And she's like, because I'm helping, and that's all Killian's been doing is helping, and they can't give him the benefit of the doubt to
And
explain
honestly,
himself for 5 seconds.
how going back to their past selves? I mean, in the past, how the fuck did they expect to bring Emma back? Like
I
seriously.
know it was a terrible plan. How are they
Why
going
did they have
to
no
Storybrooke?
plan B?
Like, my biggest problem with it was that in Witch Hunt, in episode 13, he said, well, I assumed it came from you. Like, clearly,
Yes.
they knew the note wasn't signed, and he just figured it had come from them, and they agreed with this assumption. Like, oh yeah, it kind of sounds like you. But, like,
Yeah, Charming even turned to Snow and said, "Yeah, note by a bird. That sounds like you."
if he had said the note came from you or whatever, and then they freaked out, like, that would be one thing, because Snow especially has never really approved of him, but, like, it just seemed like such unnecessary drama.
Okay,
Yeah,
side
problem-
note, I'm sorry, before I forget, since when does Neil talk to birds? Like, what is that? What is up with that? Are the birds?
It's another sign of Super Neil.
No, it's an enchanted carrier pigeon. He was in the Dark Castle. It's clearly more of his father's blood magic. The carrier pigeon will go where he tells it to go. There, I
But
fixed it.
that,
Why not?
Yeah,
It's
buy that.
possible.
I just feel like
is that an evil pigeon since it was from the Dark Castle?
I
In
just
the season 4 Big Bad?
I would just like to point out that I was right about Neil being the one to send the message.
Yes, you were.
I was
Another
so
applause.
close to being right. I was at Rumpelstiltskin.
See, but we were
You were
sure
out
of
for
that.
right.
Yes!
We
And
were
then Neil
half
popped
right.
out, and I was like, no!
Come on, we were half right because technically they're the same person right now.
I would like to give myself hard marks for that.
Yeah, same. I say
Applause.
we really should have.
We're just giving it to everyone today.
I just feel like what really upsets me more than anything else is that these two people, Snow and Charming, are like supposed to be the paragons of virtue and truth and love and acceptance and everything, and yet they seem like, because they're royalty, like they can pick and choose when they want to be, which makes them not really paragons of virtue at all, but actually kind of like assholes.
Does anybody else in the kingdom get a vote about going back to Storybrooke, or is it just
No.
like their decision?
No, this was a
No.
totally last minute thing. They were desperate and they just did it.
And does anyone
Never
else
evident.
get? Does anyone else of our victims get a choice in Regina being forgiven? Like
Nope.
the
Nope.
ones whose village she massacred, are they like
Or
getting a
Jefferson.
vote?
Seriously,
Nope.
like Jefferson would not have would not be forgiven so easily for what he did, even though he did it in terms of wanting him to get his daughter back. But no, Jefferson's the bad guy. It's not
but-
like Regina didn't separate him from his kid. Bastard bitch.
He's mad.
The thing is, in the flashback, man, they didn't even know that Zelina was trying to, like, go back in time and, like, cause basically Regina and Snow to be not born. And, like we had no indication that they knew her time travel plot. They were just
They
like,
weren't aware
oh,
of the
she wants
threat.
bad shit and the baby.
It
So,
was so
yeah.
Cast a giant
rushed,
fist.
like the writing was so rushed. In the Enchanted Fur flashback, they really didn't give the impression that they had tried everything, to destroy Zelina, and it was like a last minute, stand. I don't know. I'm thinking about the X-Men. That's a different thing.
It's
Yeah,
the
definitely it
last.
was rushed, because it's like you have to think, okay, once this Dark
Never
Curse
sorry, that's the phrase
enacted,
you're looking for.
and they go to Storybrooke, okay, how are they going to know where Emma is, how to find her? They can't even cross
Exactly.
the town line. I mean,
What if they
planned
can get out of Storybrooke? They couldn't last time. They couldn't get out.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That me could this time.
I don't think he could.
I don't think he could either. I thought that
No.
plan was so dumb.
Yeah, the plan in general was dumb.
But
And
what they were missing was a moment between the car kidnapping in the trunk and Henry trying to run away. They were missing a moment of Hook looking really desperate in between there, so we would at least buy that he was really desperate.
Yeah,
Well-
and they were missing a moment after the whole "Hey, you lied to us," because
Yeah,
I
that
mean, we don't get the
conversation-
aftermath.
that conversation ended very abruptly, and I can't help but think that was on purpose to leave us like this with these angsty feelings until next week.
This
Because
is
we know
last-
it's not going to
Because-
stick because we
but-
see them in the promo.
Well, I know that, but I think that Killian's going to be there like begrudgingly because he can't leave. I mean, he'd never actually leave her to deal with this by herself. And so he's there even though he knows they don't really want him there, but they need him to make some sort of big sacrificial heroic move in order to prove that he really is trustworthy or some bullshit.
I'm sorry, but wasn't that what everyone was all about? Fucking her.
And anyway, I was saying after the episode that trick of everyone distrusting Killian, even though the audience knows he's a good guy. That was a classic Adam and Eddie move. They did it in the cricket game where everyone thought that Regina had killed Archie, while the audience knew that it wasn't true. And I think they just sacrificed the good guy's characterization to prop up the villain, and it made me mad when they did it with Regina, and I hate Regina, and it makes me mad when they do it with Killian, and I love Killian. I just think it's just cheap writing, and I wish they wouldn't do it because I just really hate it.
Hey, there's one thing that I didn't notice at first in episode 17 that I just thought of now, and it's a big clue. When he was talking with Smee at the docks, Smee was asking him, hey, can you tell me what happened to our ship? The men want to know because we can't remember anything. I'm like, wait a second. You were with him when he took the ship back from Blackbeard. So where the fuck did you go? I thought you were all on the ship together. So what does that mean? You all got off the ship and he left on his own? On the ship? By himself?
But you mean Smee in Storybrooke?
Yeah, because Smee and the rest of his crew don't have their memories, but Killian does.
Yeah.
So what, did he just leave the crew there and he took the ship and
Well-
left by himself?
Well, no, I think we don't know how Killian got to our world. So I think that whatever it is that he gave up in order to get here, if it was indeed the Jolly Roger, he was the only one getting through the portal or tornado or whatever
Okay,
it
but can
was.
you imagine Hook showing up at Emma's door in New York with an entire pirate crew behind him?
Yeah, that would be bad.
What's for breakfast?
Because I was thinking about this earlier, and obviously he couldn't have come through with the curse, because when you come through with the curse, you A, get modern clothes, and you B, get our world knowledge downloaded into your brain. And he doesn't know what a GPS is. He doesn't know what Photoshop is. So clearly he missed the curse. But the Jolly Roger isn't here. So, and his crew was in Storybrooke. So the question is, where is the Jolly Roger? Is that indeed what he had to give up to get to our world in the first place? And he had to do it on very short notice because the curse was coming. And he gets the note, and the curse is probably right behind it or something.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to find out how he got away from it again.
Yeah, especially when they said there were certainly no portals left.
It's entirely possible that he missed it, because it didn't hit Ariel, right? So he could have been
Yes.
far enough out that he just missed it and didn't have to worry about that impending doom, and then
But-
found a way a few days later. And but either way,
All right,
he did
guys,
it quickly. They'd only been there for about a week.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to cut out because my class is about to start, so I got to go.
Okay.
Happy
Okay.
learning.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Talk to you guys
Okay.
later.
Bye. We got another question from Kstanek87, and she asks, how do you think Killian will win back the trust of Emma and the Charmings? That could be the name of a band, Emma and the Charmings.
Honestly,
Almost die.
yes.
Apparently.
And I do believe in Captain Charming. I do believe that Dave's going to do the right thing. I know there's no moment for it, but afterwards he's going to apologize, okay? Let me have my head cannon.
Part of me
Remember
hopes
romance.
that part of me hopes that Henry has something to do with it because we've had all
Yes.
this Henry Hook bonding time, and I can't help but think that they've done that for a reason, and that because he's the only one who can offer a different perspective on what's going on. I mean, he was there. He knows Hook was just trying to protect him.
And come on, and he knows that Hook stopped him from going to New York.
Yes. Stopped
Yeah.
him from stealing Emma's car and leaving.
Seriously.
Which he stole to
He
begin
would
with,
not
which
have
his
gotten
father
far
stole
driving a stick
originally.
shift with one lesson. Would have made it to like a stop sign. Just like would have been found immediately. He didn't even pack a bag though. I mean, Henry was also not thinking clearly. He was at Granny's with the room key. He didn't even pack a bag with some clothes and stuff before he decided to run away.
Well, considering his family, that's not surprising.
What
They don't
did
always
he
think.
even? Did he even pack a bag when he ran away to fetch Emma in the pilot? It did look like he had.
No,
No.
and I'd love to know how he got on that bus because there are no buses in Storybrooke. How did he get out of town in the pilot to come find Emma?
He walked,
Hitchhike?
probably.
Maybe he had a
Yes.
bike.
He had a credit card.
Yeah, Mary Margaret's credit card.
Okay, next question from Anonymous on Tumblr. They ask, question for the next podcast. I don't blame Emma or Killian for what happened, but the Charmings are another issue. Do you think they were the ones in the wrong? I'm guessing yes. Do you guys want to rant another bit?
I think Snow more than Charming, but yes. Because Snow, Charming, like I said before, is Charming and Emma are the same. They're punch first, ask questions later. Well, punch first, then punch again, then punch, then ask questions. But I think Charming goes along a lot with what Snow says. A lot. So maybe Charming didn't remember that Hook said something like, I assume. Maybe it was like, oh, Snow said this, so that must be true.
No, I just think that we all know that Charming has always had a judgmental streak, and he's always been, and he was leery of trusting Hook in the first place in Neverland, and I think that the trauma of almost losing Henry and all the emotions that bubbled up at that point just made everybody overreact.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. It was an overreaction.
Mm-hmm.
But we never got the aftermath because Killian explained himself. I got it from somebody.
I
Well, no,
would
and
like
then the
for Emma
next
to
thing we
react
see.
at all to her parents casting the curse.
I know.
I don't think we're gonna get it.
Time to come clean,
They
guys.
didn't even think about how happy she was in New York. It was just, oh hey, we need this curse. Let's cast it and go get Emma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fine to
And
leave
Emma
her
was like-
alone and happy before, but
Who
Now
cares
we
if
need
she's
her
dating
help.
the Wizard of
Well, no,
Oz?
and what makes it worse is the fact that they hardly even seemed to care about her before they needed her for something. As soon as
I
they
know,
needed her, they were like, "Yep, gotta go get her."
yeah, when at the beginning when they didn't need her, they were like, no, Neil, leave her be. Like she's happy there
Yeah,
in New
and
York.
even
That's her
Charming,
happy
like,
ending. Don't go after her. As soon as they need her, they're like, oh yeah, I guess we do have another daughter.
no, and Charming even more. Charming was like, in the Rapunzel episode, she was like, I failed her. So we saw more from his side, but we saw one comment from Snow and not a one comment. And even then, the talk between Snow and Emma, where she's like, I want to go back to New York, and Snow's like, oh, why? I'm like, Snow, you literally have ignored your daughter since the Echo came. Shut up.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's so hypocritical because when she was in the Enchanted Forest, she was like, "Oh, of course, leave her in New York. She's happy here. She's happy there." And now that she's back in Storybook, she's like, "Why do you want to go to New York? Why would you leave us? Oh my God!" It's like, do you not know this? She was happy there. Why wouldn't she go back there?
Well,
I,
this is the thing, though. I mean, Emma didn't. They know that Emma didn't want to leave Storybrooke at the end of before the hiatus, but like they don't seem to understand that she also didn't really want to come back, and she's never been happy like that before, and people just don't seem to get it.
But is it
Like-
really her, or is it the new version of her that didn't want to come back? The
Well,
version that
no,
Regina
I think-
created.
I think what
We
it
have
is.
both.
No. I think what it
Yeah.
is the burden of the savior. It's not that she doesn't want to be around her family. It's being the burden of the savior that she doesn't want
and
because
the
she
danger with Henry and all of that, absolutely.
because she doesn't think she can have a quote unquote normal life along with being the savior. So as long as she has that hang up, she's gonna want to cut and run.
And I mean, from a real world point of view, why can't she live in New York and I don't know, visit during the holidays? It seems normal. Not everyone lives with their grandparents or their parents are at 30 years old. I mean, that's normal. And she and Harry are safer in New York, so it's not like it's
Except for the whole monkey
Well,
business.
apparently not.
Monkey
Yeah.
business.
The wizard.
Okay. Next question from Anonymous on Tumblr. Hi guys, do you think Hook and Emma would have time to have some cute little scenes like Outlaw Queen did in A
No.
Curious Thing?
No.
Are
At the
Adam and Eddie
time-
still writing the show?
They're going to have angsty as fuck scenes.
Yeah.
If we
Not-
don't get some in 21-22, I'm going to be pretty annoyed.
No, we
Yes.
won't get some in 21, 22, but in
Not in-
20,
Not in
they're
20.
going to be angsty as
No,
fuck.
not in 20.
Yeah.
But okay, here's my thing. After they're like a couple, if we don't get moments like Outlaw Queen's getting, I'm gonna be really ticked off.
Yeah.
I mean, while
I
we're
mean-
in this angst spiral, I understand that we're not gonna get those moments, but I need them once they're
I mean-
together.
Okay,
Even
and
from
just
now, but they're the angstiest couple on the show, and they got those moments.
okay, I'm biased, but I think the moment they had
You biased?
at
Really?
Granny's in Bleeding Through, the moment they had was cuter than any other Queen moment, way cuter. So I'm not complaining. I just want scenes like in Bleeding Through.
No.
Emma was all
What were
giggly.
you- I mean, I really like that scene too, but Outlaw Queen is making out in the middle of Granny's. That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
want.
But
I
Outlaw
need
Queen
make out time.
is forced as a lot forced. I'm just gonna repeat. I don't understand what they're doing with them.
I said it. I think they're doing the whole backwards thing. I think they're giving us the happy now, and next season, Outlaw Queen is gonna be angsty as fuck.
Maybe.
Well, that's likely to happen.
Yes, because come on, they're not with the exception of Snowing, they don't like their characters to be happy for long. Emma was happy last episode. This episode, she was not.
I want to know why. Like, why? What? She was so happy, like, you know, in that scene in Granny's, and then she was so like, want to go back to New York, just, you know, would kind of really like Henry to not, like, I'll sacrifice Henry's memories and easy happiness if it's the right thing to do, but like, I'd rather not. And like, why the switch? Like, was
Honestly,
there
she
a moment where she was just really affected by Killian's lack of flirting back? And him
It
not
was
being
really-
around
what am
that
I gonna
morning?
do?
Like,
Honestly, I
Just
think
for
was the
waiting
moment when she realized that they were having a meeting and Killian wasn't there. And we know what happens when when two loves are separated. They're the worst
Yeah,
versions of herself.
Yeah, that immediately
Killian?
put her in a sour mood.
Emma with Killian is happy and accepting of her music. Not her music. That's another show of her magic.
Finding out you might get like unborn might also do something to your mood.
Yes.
Okay, we still lots of questions. So
Holy shit, man.
we have from Tom's 14 asks 3 questions. So I'll do one at a time. What do
Are
you
they
think
all
about?
about this? Are they all about the last scene?
No, they are not all about the last scene.
Good.
They're about the next episode. So,
Oh.
one, what do you think about Dorothy being introduced in the storyline? I think it's really epic. Did you guys see the sneak with Dorothy and Glinda and Selena?
I haven't had
actually
time to
have
watch
none.
it yet. I just
I saw
came
the
here.
Ramel one.
I did.
I saw the Ramel one, and yeah. I
I
didn't
think
have time to see the other one.
I think Dorothy is very cute. Her hair is tragic, but I mean, what else to say?
Are we sure that's really her hair and not a wig? It might just be a really bad wig.
Probably.
It's probably the same wig that
I
Snow
hope
wore.
it's a bad wig.
Yeah.
And I'm not wildly crazy about the dress. I like the one from the movie better.
I really like the idea of Selena and Glinda working together, maybe because I just love Wicked. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the scenes of them together and what
It's got Linda.
was
Winnica.
Glinda, yeah, what was their friendship like. I've seen like Wicked like 10 times, so yeah.
I'm looking forward to some face melting.
Ooh.
Saw that in the promo. And I was
Okay.
like, yes, this will be the best part of the episode.
Okay, so I was thinking about that because I saw that in the promo too. And then we have this shot of Killian in the promo that was right after the episode where there may or may not be water splashing and he looks wet. So are those two things connected? Was he trying to do what Dorothy did and got doused for it?
Honestly, I think what happens is that she kidnaps Killian, because if you notice, the only person not at the hospital is Emma.
I think Emma is at the hospital. In one of the promo pics, she's.
Well, okay, here's the
But
thing.
in the sneak peek, everyone's at the hospital, but you have not even a little clip of Emma.
Yeah, see, Snow goes into labor at the very end of this episode, and those promo pics have Emma in them. She's still in the red coat that she was wearing at Neil's graveside, so that's them arriving at the hospital. I think Snow's going to be in labor for the first, like, half of the episode. So at some point, Emma gets drawn away somehow, or something.
Killian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
Possibly.
saw Emma with Hook's sword.
I just want to say that about the promo that I just love how everyone is like photoshopping the promo to try to get all the hints like there's something that looks like water, there's something that looks like a well, there's something. I mean, you
My
guys
favorite
complain.
one, is that something on his throat or is that pale Irish skin?
I just,
I mean, you guys complain about Outlaw Queen like being all cute and having all the angst, but no one is doing this kind of stuff for the Outlaw Queen scenes because no one cares to do that.
Or he and I kept this one. Yes, I
Okay.
kept this one.
So, second question. In the promo for episode 20, if the spoilers of Killian drawing in the well are true, do you think Emma will have to do CPR on Killian? If so,
Ooh.
could this either break Killian's curse or remove Emma's magic? What are your thoughts?
God, I hope
Oh.
not.
CPR.
No CPR.
No.
I don't think. Well, I mean, at this point, Zelina would have to get Emma's magic out of her some way. So I don't know. Maybe she constructs some way to do it.
Well, I'm also violently against Emma losing her magic for any reason.
Yes.
So,
Also violently against Regina having light magic for any reason. I just want to add.
She has no actual heart.
yeah, see, that's the thing that's pissing me off. It's like Regina doesn't even have her heart. How the flip can she do light magic? I mean, seriously, I don't care if she's just the
I'm
true
sorry,
arts
you
talk
just
about
don't
it.
understand.
So many,
Regina doesn't. I'm sorry, you just don't understand. Regina doesn't just have love in her heart, she has it in her whole body. Like, if she wanted to, she could break any curse with True Love's pinky swear because she has love in her pinky. So, I don't know, you are just underestimating her. She doesn't have the heart to be like the most awesome.
Oh my
Anyway, I'm
goodness.
bitter. I'm bitter. That could happen. You can give Adam and Eddie would do it. I mean, it's Regina. They would. Anyway,
Your lumps pinky swear.
okay, third question. In the promo for episode 20, we also see that the Wicked Witch has Baby Charming. What's your guess on the gender of the baby?
I think it's a boy.
Boy.
Pretty sure there's a picture that shows it's a boy. Unless they might
I wa-
take that out in the episode. I don't know.
I want it to be a girl because I don't find the Charming's boy jokes funny. I just want him to only have girls. I want him to have girl sperm, and for all his life, he will just have girls. That's my thing. Girl sperm. Okay. So do you guys all think it's a boy?
Boy.
Yes.
Looks like it.
Bah, lame. Anyway, we still have questions.
Oh, fuck
Wow.
We still have two. We're almost there.
Yeah. Was there
So-
something in the water?
Controversial episode, people.
Yeah.
Mm,
So,
Yep.
Anonymous on Tumblr asks, hello guys, my question for you this week is, are you not a bit tired of Emma's attitude lately, not only with Captain Hook, but with everyone? How come they make Regina so much more likable and Emma so bratty? I hope you appreciate that I'm reading this, because I don't agree. But why on earth we still
I
haven't
don't
had
agree
more backstories
No.
of her? Mina would have loved to see her in New York this past year. I
When
wanted
was
to have
Regina
your
likable?
I wanted to have your thoughts about Emma and your hope for her in season 4. Have a nice podcast, Vicky. Vicky, I have to tell you, I don't
She's
agree.
not bratty.
No.
I don't
Not even a
agree.
little bit.
The problem is her conversations, her like character conversations, is literally the same conversation over and over again with Charming,
Yes.
with Hook, and with Snow. Can we talk about something else other than
Yes.
different people talking to her about wanting to go back to New York? I'm sure she has feelings about other things going on in the town.
Like her new sibling, like, can we get a conversation about how she feels about her new siblings that will get everything that she didn't get?
But
Like,
she's going back to New York. She doesn't care. That was me
Yeah.
being sarcastic.
Thank you for the clarification. I can totally hear it all over your voice.
it's like Adam had decided when they decided the plot line for season 3B. They decided that the theme for Emma would be home. So in every episode, they have to ever have a conversation about New York and being home, so she can, in the very last episode, have an epiphany. Oh, I guess Storybrooke is home. Even though everyone but Hook in Storybook treats her like shit. So yeah, that's the thing. I don't know about the flashbacks to Emma in New York. I don't know. There was much to see. I don't.
No.
I think
No.
we saw all we needed to see.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
like
want to see Monkey Swan.
that's like flashbacks to like Neil's time before he got the message. I don't care. It doesn't bring anything to the story going forward, therefore I don't care.
Chris Gorham will not be happy, since he's a hardcore Captain Swan shipper.
Can we put him on
Yeah.
the list?
Oh, he's
Oh,
on
yeah.
the list. He's fighting his way up the top.
I felt bad because everyone was cropping him out of that photo with the three of them.
I didn't even know he was in that photo at first.
That photo is the lock screen on my phone with him cropped out.
Poor Chris. We love you, Chris.
We
We're
will.
off to crop the
we
wizard.
And then you see his tweet about, Captain Swan, I hope you save a place in your heart for Walkerson. I'm like, oh, you're making us ship your ship. I mean, I already ship your ship, but
Since
That was great.
since we are giving them away, an applause for Chris.
Yay.
Okay, so I don't know, what do you think about Emma, having Emma flashbacks to her life before? I don't know if they would be like relevant to the show.
yeah, because
Okay.
so all we need to see.
No. I'm not. If it's not New York, I don't care about New York. I care about her in the foster
Yeah.
system. And,
Yeah.
it's like, we see her possibly, maybe, the light bulb goes out when she gives birth to Henry. Is that the only time she's ever accidentally maybe done magic before she came to Storybrooke? Is there any other time in her past where maybe she pulled a Harry Potter or something and did something she couldn't understand?
Or
And why
I
did she
want to see
become
That
her
would
with
be
the
relevant.
Swan.
Something
I
like
wanna
that would be
see-
relevant.
Like, I want to see an episode of foster care. Like, seeing her with the songs.
Oh, F
her
those
post
people.
meal.
F those people.
Yes, I want
She
to see
wears
her
that
with the
name like
songs.
armor.
I
Well,
want to see her
let's-
with her later families. I
Well,
want
when your parents are Snow White and Prince Charming, they don't really have last names. So what else would her last name? Well, she couldn't change it to something.
Charming.
Well, her
Emma
first name
Charming.
will be Princess, and her second would be Emma.
Okay, we have the last question
Yay.
from Anonymous Tumblr. How do each of you would like the Two Loves Kiss to happen? Not with
Is that a
CPR.
rhetorical question?
Ooh.
So how, not when.
Oh, how?
Well,
I don't
Nobody knows.
Headcanon.
I
I
had
know
the
this.
finale would be
Kind of
nice.
angsty fic where Emma asks Hook to kiss her when everything is done and take her magic away so she doesn't have to be the savior anymore. And I couldn't figure out if it would work or if it would be True Love's kiss and oh, surprise. And then I got really upset by the fic and I stopped writing it.
Yes, that would be very upsetting. Don't write that.
But
You
that's
got
the only
yourself upset.
have right now. I don't really. I don't.
I
know.
was thinking, I had this thought the other day that we have that, block scene from the finale that no one saw what happened, and that they go through all of this stuff, and she still doesn't kiss him through whatever happens in 320 or their adventure in the Enchanted Forest, and they're sitting at Granny's and they're trying to finally have the "what are we" conversation, and Hook's like, you know what? If you ever make up your mind, you know where I'll be, and he takes off, and
Hook, you
and
I want
Emma's,
this.
and Emma's like, the hell with this. She follows him and lays one on him in Granny's, and that's the True Love's kiss.
And his curse is broken.
Yes.
Works
What?
for me.
I wish there wasn't a stupid curse. Like right now, I really wish there wasn't a curse. We could just have the second kiss, have the decision to be in a relationship.
I know.
I so don't want the drama right now. I'm so done with the drama. I don't give a fuck about a True Love's kiss. I want the one that comes after the drama.
Yes.
Less than 2 weeks.
I want
you
the third
do-
as you wish.
Yeah, the third as you wish would be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, we have finally answered all the questions.
Yay.
So,
Woo!
I'm proud of us. We deserve an applause.
Get applause.
an applause for us.
Yes.
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 Excellent.
Yay.
Yes. So, so we can finally start to talk about the episode. I guess we have talked about the last scene. We have talked
Little
it.
bit.
Yeah, so we can. Okay, what did you guys think about Snow in casting the curse and the whole half a heart business?
I cried like a little bitty baby. I'm not gonna
Yes.
lie.
I did cry, and I thought it was really cute. And Regina, well, not really pulled it off because her face is like, wait, what the fuck? And she looks at them like, damn, girl. Damn.
I mean, is the is the splitting that heart in half and giving half to Charming cheesy? Yes, but it's snowing. They're
Yes.
cheesy. It's how they roll.
they're the
Mm.
cheesy couple.
And plus,
so.
if they actually killed Charming for reals, I would have a problem.
And
I
plus, we
spent
know he didn't
good part
die because he's
before
in
that
storm.
episode going, but how is he alive?
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
they showed it, I was like, but how is he alive? Please don't tell me that Charming has actually been evil all this time. And like,
He's the smoke monster.
Zombie Charming.
Is secretly Zelina or Cora?
Oh.
Goran. Goran.
I don't wanna
I
think
would
about it.
rather like the split the half and heart cheesy thing than have Charming secretly be Korra. Korra in
dead.
S all this time. That would have been bad. Or being deaded. That would have been worse.
Yeah, I can't function well without Charming. Charming's the very first character I fell in love with on this show.
Same.
If he dies, then I have problems.
Many problems.
I actually thought the cutest snowing scene in the episode was the one with the flowers because
Aw.
Regina was so annoyed and when she was like, "What's that?" and Charming was like, "Oh, I think that's a door." And she just gets so annoyed.
The look that Charming was giving Regina in that scene, like with the snowbells and with the door, I was like, I'm in love with this interaction here.
Yeah.
It's like, we are adorable, deal with it.
Yeah. Like, we're adorable and we don't take your evil seriously towards us anymore. So we're just
Nope.
gonna like overrule you on things like Robin Hood coming along. And
Yep.
That thing was
give you sass a
perfect.
little.
I'm sorry, that thing was perfect because Sean's
Oh my
face
God.
was like, mm-hmm.
Sean's face is perfect.
And pine
Like
cones
that.
for money. That was up there with the snowbell scene as like best line of the night. And I love the line about the shoes. Shoes have to be protected.
Oh yes.
Oh,
After you up,
Oh,
after
the shoes.
it was
Maybe
after
that's
true love.
foreshadowing.
After true love, footwear is the most important. It's the most true love there is, and it must be protected.
Oh,
And
man.
can we talk about how adorable the look on Henry's face when he realized his mom was dating Robin Hood?
Yes.
Yep.
And Lana's face was like Robin Hood.
He's like, this is the best day ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instant
Imagine-
chipper.
Honestly, imagine when he realizes the famous Killian is Captain Hook.
I think
I think
he
he
knows.
already knows, but he
No,
doesn't
knows,
know
but
that
he
his
hasn't-
he doesn't know
but
that
he
his
hasn't,
mom has a
like-
thing for him.
Like seriously, he knows, but I don't think it's quite set in. Like,
When he realizes that his stepdads are gonna be Robin Hood and Captain Hook, he's like, I'm gonna be the luckiest kid in the world.
and
Prince
his
Charming is gonna have to like do more than just one driving lesson.
Oh yeah.
especially since Grandpa Rumpel is going to be out of the curse, so there's another one. That's 4.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Okay.
Grandpa Rumpel.
Yeah. Who tried to kill him?
He got over
Oh
it.
well. He was going through a phase.
Talking
Can we
about
talk about the? Can we talk about the Rumpel scene? You failed. You failed. You failed. You failed. I failed. You failed. You failed. Yeah, you failed. It was perfect. You failed. You failed. You failed. You failed. You failed. You failed.
Now I want to know
My
how
thing-
many of those you failed were in the script and how many were just Bobby just going off.
Oh, I
Okay.
can
Probably Bobby.
imagine.
Here's my question though. Why a baby? Like, could she theoretically use Special Emma, who has the same kind of special as the baby, but the baby is easier?
No, remember this, Regina said you'd be surprised at how many spells
Yeah.
include baby parts.
I want to know the
Uh,
details of the spell.
Okay, and
here's
here's my question, because okay, Selena's trying to get rid of Regina, who is Cora's second daughter, and this new Snowing kid is Snowing's second kid. So is that a connection, or am I just being a crazy person?
probably a
Maybe.
crazy person.
Yeah, probably. I'm overthinking it.
This
yeah.
fandom overthinks things a lot, though. You're not alone.
Yep.
What do you guys think in this episode and the last few episodes of Belle? Where storyline has been in season 3B?
I love Belle and Trivy. Seriously, I have not been annoyed with her 1 second, and I'm
Nope.
surprised.
I'm glad she's getting this time to develop away from Rumple. It's like finally has her own personality outside of the Rumbell epic trauma stuff.
And in the,
Yeah.
I mean, come on, in the sneak peek, she stands up to Selena with nothing, not one weapon. I'm like, you go, girl, you go.
I
I
still
think
don't care that much about Belle, but I really like that her horse looked like Philippe.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, I kind of figured that she would go back and tell them what happened with Neil and that Rumpel was back.
And I love her reaction. It was like when we tried to explain what that plot point. It was like he kind of absorbed him.
I'm just not convinced by the big speeches they give her, like the self-respect speech to Regina and also the one in the sneak peek about how their love is stronger or whatever. Emily has not been selling those to me too much, so I just cringe a bit for the acting and I don't know the writing. So
Well-
I hope that improves.
Yeah, I've never really Rumbellers are gonna kill me, but I've never really like felt it the way I feel it was snowing, or the way I feel it with Captain Swan. It just doesn't. It doesn't. I don't see the epicness that I see with the other couples.
Honestly, I've
But
never
that's
been
for
big on the
Belle.
casting for Belle.
That's also true.
I liked Emily in Roswell, and she was like hated by most of the
Oh,
fandom.
dude, I loved her. She was one of my favorites. I got so pissed off when it turned out she was evil. I was like, no, that was just that was a fandom. That was a last minute switcheroo because the fandom didn't like her.
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of liked her in Skin Deep in season 1, but I think, of course, the writing is also to blame because they don't really care. But yeah, she doesn't make the most of what they give her, and what they give her is not that great. So I'm having problems connecting with it, with her. And to be fair, Robin Hood has the same problem, except he has less speeches about true love, so it's not as noticeable. So yeah.
And it's hard to believe Belle's speech is about true love when she's separated from her true love every 5 seconds.
That's true.
She really should have just kissed him. Like, he was there at the cage.
Yeah.
She had him lucid. Like, if she kisses him,
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't understand how that hasn't been, like, the first thing. Like, get Belle to Rumpel, since she's so determined to, like, true love the shit out of getting his attention and making him do things right. Like, why hasn't she just kissed him to free him from Zelina?
Yeah, because if he wasn't the Dark One, then she couldn't control him anymore. And then they could get married and have little rumplings.
I mean, especially now that Neil is dead.
Oh yeah, that.
Now,
Forgot.
if she did that while Neil is still absorbed inside him, would Neil just like get expelled and die? I mean, he's dead now anyway, so it doesn't
That's
matter. But
possible.
I
I can
thought
kind
you
of
were.
get it.
I
That
thought
was Emma's job.
when you said if she did that while Neil was inside him, I thought you meant if she married Lampol while Neil was inside. Like, would she be a bigamist? Would she
This
marry
is
both of
awkward.
them? It's like, would Neil be there on their wedding night?
oh, creepy!
Oh, haven't you seen the post about Romeo sleeping and then the Mel waking up next to Neil?
We listeners, we apologize for the brain bleeds you may or may not need right now.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Since we were talking about weddings, and we got that spoiler about the ball gowns from the Jennifer interview. I haven't listened to it yet, but from reports on Tumblr, she said that ball gowns are happening for Emma all of a sudden. So we are guessing that's in the adventure Emma and Hook have in the finale 21, 22.
Next.
So if she wears a ball gown, and I'm guessing it's in the past, the wedding that we see, could it be Charming and Abigail's wedding that they have to stop?
Possibly.
No. Because
Well,
they said
Abigail's
the
in the
wedding-
episode.
Yep,
Yeah,
we were
but
told
they
that.
said the wedding was either Snow, it was either Captain Swan, Outlaw Queen, or Romeo.
Yeah,
They- no, they-
but then Adam said that Keck was full of crap.
Yeah, Adam said the cat didn't know. He just guessed. He just put the like 3 most popular non-married couple there to get some hits on his website. So it's possible because they never said, Adam and Hedy themselves never said that it was between those couples. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's possible that they have like to stop the wedding, the Abigail and Charming wedding. Can you imagine them being like, I object? Because that guy.
Yeah, Emma would have to stand up and be like, "Yeah, I object because if you marry her, I won't exist."
And I won't have my
guy-
bromance with Charming.
Charming. No, Hook is gonna be the one that has to object. That's my mate.
Yeah.
Your own, you bitch.
So, okay.
Charming. Well, so you're on.
And since we were talking about clothes, what do you think of the Castro spoilers, the Eduardo Castro spoilers that we got recently?
We
Of-
love him. I really want it to be true.
Of a prince.
Yeah,
No.
Well,
Do
yeah.
you-
What are we talking about? Are we talking about the
Dancing.
dancing thing, or are we talking about the Killian possibly being a prince thing?
Okay.
I think
Sorry, go on.
I think he might be a prince, but that is just his cover when they go to the party.
Yes.
Can he be the Prince of Thieves if he has to be a prince? Like, I don't want him to like secretly be royalty. It wouldn't even matter. He's so old. His line has probably died out anyhow. Like,
Robin is the prince of thieves.
matter that
Honestly, if he was a I found a
royal
theory that
bloodline, but
if
actual
he had a-
shit dad and maybe.
But that if he had a royal bloodline, that maybe he didn't know about it, and it came from his mom.
Yeah, because
I
we
would
still don't know
say
what happened to
something
her.
like
Yeah.
that. And we have no idea anything about her.
Nope.
Just that she had 2 sons, or at least
As
2
long as he's not related to Henry.
Yeah, no.
I think Eduardo Castro is like an utterly confused man, and he may have gotten told by Adam and Hedy that they needed prince-like outfit for Killian, and he understood that that he would be a prince.
From somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the change of outfit and the prince spoiler are just actually talking about the outfit we
Yeah,
saw.
I'm not putting a lot of weight into the princess spoiler. I
Yeah.
want the dancing spoiler. I need
Yes,
that.
I need
Yes.
the dancing spoiler to happen.
I think
us the
that's true. I mean, I had a little doubt before today, but since we got that Jennifer spoiler about ball gowns happening for Emma, I mean, that must be true.
Yeah.
And if Killian is impersonating a prince, well, that's just another parallel with him in Charming,
Yes.
Yeah.
because that's what Charming was basically doing when he was pretending to be James.
Because can you imagine them like trying to crash this ball or wedding or whatever, and Emma's like, I don't know how to dance, and Killian's gonna be like, but I do, and then he just leads, and they just go. Someone write that fic.
I'm sure someone has. I mean, someone already has written Swan, Emma, and Meerkat Killian fic. So
Oh god.
I think there's everything out there. You just have to look for it.
I just love
I'm
how
just-
the fandoms lashed onto Meerkat Hook. Great.
Although I immediately thought of The Lion King. Thanks
Yeah.
a lot,
Yeah.
Colin.
Oh well, and Carrie, Kelly, she did a fic for me of Charming as Pumbaa and them singing as Timon and Pumbaa.
So if Killian is Timon, does that make Mr. Smee Pumbaa?
Oh, Charming is Pumbaa. Charming is Pumbaa.
This discussion is terrible.
Hey, Charming is Pumbaa, and they're singing to Henry. Okay, Henry and Simba.
Oh my god.
Not in front of the kid.
This is so terrible. Anyway,
I'm going on with that.
It's all Colin's fault.
yeah, I do blame Colin. Don't worry, I do blame him. Anyway, do you guys have any other comments you want to do on the episode?
Glenda,
Emma.
I really want to see more of Glenda in this Sunday. Because we got like a minute of her, and I'm like, seriously?
Yeah.
She was so pretty. I really
I
liked
would have
Glinda.
liked Linda to actually help though and just be like, I can't do anything, and then be like, oh, we have to cast the dark curse, and be like, okay, you guys have fun doing that. I'm gonna stay here, standing in my snowy forest.
And
Okay.
I like the whole theory of Glenda being the representation of Emma, accepting her magic, while Blackbeard was her representation of Killian fighting the pirate version of himself.
Okay, can I say just one thing about the Dark Curse? So basically,
It was
Regina. Yeah, it was stupid because basically Regina did everything, and the only thing Snow did was crush Charming's heart. So what was the point of Rumpel training Zelina and Regina for like 300 years to cast the curse if he could do everything himself and just take some sucker and convince him to crush a random heart like of the thing he loved most?
Well,
The
he did
seer
have
told
to
him to
wait
do it.
for them. He did have to wait for them to be like born and have something that they love most, and motivated enough to do that.
Yeah, but I think the
Like,
point was
most of the 300 years was waiting, and he was doing other things like looking for the bean and the slippers, kind of.
Yeah, I see. But my point was anyone could have done it. It didn't need to be like a power sorceress because Rumpel could have done anything and like a random person could have crushed the heart. So it's like, I don't know. It's just so
Yeah.
stupid.
I think it's
Well,
the stupidest plot hole so far. It's like, seriously,
Anyway.
the Dark Curse, that's your last resort. Really? Really?
Oh,
It's true.
are we gonna talk about Regina breaking the curse with Henry?
That was
Uh,
stupid.
Not.
I would rather forget it. Let's just pretend that didn't
Can we
happen.
just not?
although there are some parts of the boathouse that I really, really like. How protective Killian was of Henry.
Avengers, point 2.
Henry getting
Yeah.
his memories back was really good.
Yes.
I like
Yeah.
that scene with him and Emma.
I'm glad
Oh,
that's wrapped up.
And can we say that William Shatner called it?
Yeah.
You give him the book.
Yes. William Shatner's been saying for weeks, why don't they just give him the book?
Apparently they haven't checked
And
the closet.
Colin, I love him because it's he doesn't go to anyone. He goes to Colin, and then he's like,
They're fellow
even have
captains,
Emma.
Mai. It's a thing. It's a captain thing. But here's something else I wanted to talk about. Did we notice how it seems to be only Mary Margaret can find the book?
Yep.
Yeah, it appeared in her hands. When Emma looked, it wasn't there, and then there was like the magic, music, and it appeared in her hand. So
That
it was.
less questionable though. Emma did only check, when I watched it the second time, she did only check the left half of that box. And the book was pulled out of the right half.
I don't know.
I think that Emma did honestly search for the book. I'm not saying she knew in advance and sabotaged it or whatever, but it was kind of left open to interpretation, I think.
It's like when she couldn't see August's leg, even though it was right in front of her. It was wood.
Because she didn't believe.
Yeah.
And here she didn't want Henry to believe, so the book wouldn't appear for her. But Snow did, so it appeared for Snow.
Yeah.
Ching.
And
I'm
well,
okay with
speaking
that.
of, I did like when Emma basically fried Zelina for touching her son. That was like, ooh, she had big mama bear eyes on.
Honestly,
right
that,
after.
that
She
was
was trying to
not my daughter, you bitch.
poop or level up or something.
Mom, I'm a boy.
She was really bearing down on that magic.
No, I really hope that she finds another way to cast spells like that because she just looked constipated.
I know, that's terrible. She was like squatting.
Use the
She
force,
needs
Emma.
style lessons from Regina more than magic lessons. She needs this is how you cast magic and look
Good
doing
graceful and intimidating.
Because
Well, she
I
did
know
that
Emma.
flick.
Because I'm sure Emma's got the raw power. I'm not doubting that. She just needs to look better doing it.
Yeah.
You looked good while she was doing it with Hook.
Yes, that was fine.
Oh, that phrase, dirty.
Yeah, I'd like to see her have magic in the Enchanted Forest on whatever mission they're on in the finale.
Which
Because
is why I don't want her to lose her magic before that.
And
I'm not for
honestly-
her losing her magic at all.
And
Yeah, me neither.
we'll finally get Killian being all happy to see her magic. I really want that.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Well, didn't it say in the same interview something? Coming to terms with the best side of herself? I think it's written down somewhere.
Yeah, that's got to be the adventure in the Enchanted Forest.
Yeah.
And I had a theory about why it's them and no one else, because
They're the
they're-
only ones
that wouldn't run into themselves. Because Emma's not born yet, and Hook would still have been in Neverland, so can't run into themselves.
No. Although Hook would probably get along with himself really well.
Yeah, but it's like Hermione says in Prisoner of Azkaban. If you saw yourself, you'd like do crazy shit, and that would be bad.
Yeah. I didn't see myself conjuring the Patronus before. It wasn't my dad, it was me.
Okay, so any last comments?
I'm really, really, really looking forward to the finale. I just want to get there.
I know.
I just want a time turner or a
I really
TARDIS
just
right
want to
now.
get to 21-22. Just get me to 21-22.
Yes, please.
I want
10 more
Killian to be a little-
days.
Yeah.
I want
days.
Killian to be a little bit pissy. I thought you didn't trust me.
Yeah, I would like that too.
Yeah.
Okay, So this was the Captain Swan podcast. Thank you everyone for listening, and we will be back next week, and we'll talk about Kansas. I forgot the name. Kansas. We'll talk about Kansas,
You don't
and
have to say Kansas every 5 seconds.
I just forgot. So
Kansas?
yeah, do you guys want a last applause?
Awesome.
So yeah, that was for us because we're awesome, and you guys who listen to us and send us questions are also awesome. So thank you everyone, and bye.
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 Yeah.
Bye.